It's Positively Muskegon. Andy O'Reilly today down at First Assured Bail Bonds. I've got Tony Laskowitz and this lovely Stephanie Kerr. Kathy is here from the Kids Food Basket. You guys have teamed up for teamed up for a big vehicle run coming up. It's not a motorcycle run. It's not a car run. It's an everybody's vehicle run. But I want to start off with Tony down here on the end with First Assured Bail Bonds. You've got to be one of the biggest success. And I know you're not gonna play into this because you're pretty humble, but you've started this thing. How long ago did you start First Assured down here?
At this location, it was going on 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and you've really expanded in a big hurry around West Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your business and your what's the word I'm looking for? Your growth, your rapid growth.
Well, we've our first location that we opened up was downtown Grand Rapids. That was about 2.5 years ago. We started in a professional building there. We later moved that location, and then August 2 years ago, I opened up this location, and then I opened up one in Grand Haven, and then Muskegon, and then Allegan.
So you've been rapidly growing with this business, and it's a business that a lot of people don't really understand. The bail bonds business. Give me the elevator speech real quick.
And most people don't know what it's about. When people like someone that I don't know, when I first meet someone, they find out what I do, the first thing that they usually say is like, Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is just a marginal amount of what it is that we do in a day. Is, we try to get more people out than we have to put them back in.
Sure. So it's a key to your business, though. It's one of the things that's fascinated me is how active you are in the communities with things that don't have to do anything with your business.
Right.
I mean, you're always trying to find a good way. I remember the Flint water crisis. You had a big thing going on. You've gotten involved with the Kids Food Basket here with the thing that's coming up. Is that one of your key elements, is to stay active in the community, or is it just something you do because you can?
I just have this gut feeling it's the right thing to do when you have. I feel like you have a fiduciary responsibility to your community. If you have any amount of resources, or if you have extra resources and time, it's kind of incredible. Sometimes I can have even helping law enforcement in my community. I've had posts that I've put together through our page that have gotten leads to find murderers and things like that. The post took me all of 5 minutes to put together. And sometimes people, for instance, are more comfortable talking to us than they are law enforcement.
Sure.
There's a dynamic that we have in our community because people are interested in what we do, that you can use that voice for bigger things than just getting people out of jail.
Yeah. So when you take these active roles in making sure that the community is taken care of, do you find that it yields more business for you?
Yeah, I mean, we have a good reputation,
Sure.
so I think that when, because of the dynamic that bail has in our community, that people don't understand it, if they are put in these circumstances, that if you're a reputable company and you have this dynamic in your community, they feel like they're in good hands.
Sure. Well, good. That's the way to look at things, and I mean, it's something I don't understand a whole lot about, and I don't think a lot of people do. You're going to work on a video here pretty soon explaining it in detail a little bit more, so stay tuned for that. Kids Food Basket. Everybody understands Kid Food Basket, and everybody understands the need for food for kids, and it's tough in the summer. Stephanie, talk a little bit about what's going on at the Food Basket.
Kids Food Basket, we've now just celebrated our 5-year anniversary in April of this year here in Muskegon. 5 years. We are currently, during the school year, Andy, we're serving around 800 kids at 3 schools. We have Edgewood Elementary, Martin Luther King Elementary, and Nelson Elementary. And, our goal ultimately is to expand. There are 11 schools yet in our county where 70% or more of the elementary age students are receiving free or reduced cost lunch.
Wow.
And that's where we really are intentional to identify where we need to be.
Yep.
So what that, really looks like for us is getting the community more involved and having the community really have a true understanding that what we're doing is providing that third critical meal of the day, a take-home sack supper, which every meal will have a protein, a fresh fruit, a fresh vegetable, and a healthy snack. And what's what's really neat about this partnership with Tony, who is also a very good friend of mine, and I respect this man so much. A lot of people might not know that he used to go to Edgewood Elementary.
Yeah.
So being from the community, growing up here, being raised, but then also growing up in one of the schools where we serve the children, Tony really gets it. And so this partnership, he's been amazing. I've been with Kids Food Basket about a year, and I gave Tony a call, and I just said, hey, bud, come in and see me. And now he can't shake me.
Now you're on the hook, right? Funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that is part of why this of all the things that we've done, our philanthropy over the years. This is the one thing that I've done. I participated in over and over again in many different ways. It's relatable
Sure.
to me. I did grow up in Edgewood. There have been other things that have gone on in that area that I've tried to be involved in, being proactive in helping law enforcement. I've taken time to talk to the community there about some of the things that they've experienced as far as some of the violence and things that go on there, and I did grow up in a single parent family where sometimes I remember still drinking pickle juice out of the refrigerator when I was hungry, and it was a different dynamic.
You get it.
Then, right? And
He does get it.
and I get some of the things that I had to deal with it affected my temperament during the day, being hungry, things like that. Whereas obviously we grew and we moved from that area later on in my teens, and things have changed since then, but I can relate, and if helping raise awareness for this cause can somehow help even just a handful of people,
Sure.
I'm all in.
And we all are.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, business models aside, backstories aside, let's get on to the fun part. August 5th,
Sure.
we're doing this vehicle run. Talk about this
Yeah.
vehicle run and what's all entailed. Who's going to take this one? You?
We'll pass this one over to Tony, because
All right.
this was his brainchild.
You selling rides in your car, first and foremost? Because that's a pretty nice car.
We'll discuss some sort of agreement. This vehicle run, the spirit of it started out as a bike run because I picked up on the fact one day that we have a handful of people that work for me that are motorcycle enthusiasts.
Sure.
And I'm a car enthusiast.
Yep.
So it started out in the spirit of being a bike run, because I thought, we should be doing some sort of bike run on behalf of something, and Kids Food Basket keeps coming up in the conversation.
Right.
So I talked to the motorcycle enthusiasts, which is funny because all of them are already involved in other benefits.
Yeah. Bikers
The
do
March
an
of
awful lot.
Dimes,
Yeah,
some
they
of
really
them
do.
they already
Toys
do.
for Tots.
Yep, they already do their own thing. So I thought, well, why not do this something on behalf of Kids Food Basket, because that's our thing, and I really want until we have some sort of breakthrough.
Yeah.
I'm kind of passionate about this cause.
Yep.
So I thought, what better thing than to put the people that are motorcycle enthusiasts on the same page for the same event, to
Yep.
see if maybe if we put all of our passion together for one cause, maybe we can come up with a result that we can be proud of.
Sure. Where does it kick off?
First stop is 46 Bar,
Very cool.
then Rum Runners.
Yep.
Effin' Bar.
Nice. You'll be up by my cottage in Twin Lake. Everybody ought to stop in, go for a swim.
We'll
That'd be
stop
fun.
by there too.
Horses to Harleys, which this is the first time I've ever heard of
Never
it.
heard of it myself.
And the Factory.
All right.
So a couple of these I've never been to myself, so that will be fun. The event starts at 9:30 a.m.
Saturday, August 5th.
Got that down?
Well, it
Yeah.
says 9:30 a.m. for registration. Kickstands up at 11 a.m. sharp.
Well, you got to get together and talk about it before you go on the run.
Right,
So
yeah.
that's a good couple
Exactly.
hours there.
So bike runs are a little new for me.
Yeah?
I don't own a motorcycle, but LaShondra Young, who works for me, she put together this event. She had some help from Scott Smith,
Oh, yeah.
who is also proactive, and he helps fund the law enforcement motorcycles.
Yep.
So Scott
Had him on a couple of months. We had him on a month or so ago.
Right, yep.
Sure.
Scott has been a big help with all of this. Without him, we couldn't have put this together.
Absolutely.
So I got to give a shout out to Scott.
Absolutely.
I reached out to him. It was actually funny. There was a benefit for Mike Poulin that we were talking. It was actually at your mom's house.
Yeah.
It wasn't a benefit, but it was
Get to know your sheriff.
get to know your sheriff, and I was invited to that. And when the conversation came up about Scott and about myself, Scott approached me and said, "So you're doing this bike run?" And he had some questions.
Networking at its finest.
And
That's what
then
it is.
and then he and I ended up talking back and forth for a while at her mom's house for the Poulin event, and then
Here it is.
here we are.
August
So-
You know, it really takes a community, as you know better than anyone, Andy, to rally around a cause, whatever you're passionate about.
Yep.
And we just have a wonderful community, and I can't thank Tony enough. And I also want to give a shout out to Bella Bay Realty.
Sure.
They have been a new partner as Tony in the last 12 months, kind of, and have really just made us kind of their passion in a lot of ways.
Yep.
I call Tony and bounce things off him all the time, and as busy as you are, you always take time for Kids Food Basket. So very thankful, and you do too.
What?
You take time to come and see us.
Once in a while. I've been known to come down and tell a Kids Food Basket story
Yes,
once or twice.
yes, you have.
It's important.
So
There are
we're
future.
very
There are
blessed.
kids. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
August 5th, it's going on, and it kicks off at 46.
Yep.
Just
First
turning on
Stop's
the door.
46 bar.
Perfect. Get down there and get yourself in on the running. Tony, thanks for the work you do here in town. It doesn't ever seem to stop. I mean, every time you turn around, First Assured's got something else going on to help somebody out. Kids Food
Yeah.
Basket, making sure those kids get that third essential meal throughout the day. And me, I'm just here telling stories. That's what I do. Kathy and Tony, well, all the links will be right here on Positively Muskegon. Good luck, guys. Share this around, and we'll spread the word. Another great vehicle run coming up with First Assured and the Kids Food Basket.